Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday with the IT Guy here at Kimber Creations. Thanks for stopping in. Tonight we are going to try our hand at something I did several years ago now. I just had to have it. I bought it on eBay, and I was going to make millions of dollars with this product. It's called Badge a Minute. In for take 3 of this crazy badge a minute. I had to have a badge a minute. About 10 years ago I bought one on eBay, I think it was. I don't know how much it even cost, but I had to have one. I was going to make $1 million with it, making badges and selling them. Well, needless to say, the badge a minute ended up in the closet for several years, and tonight I thought it would be actually I had a little help thinking it would be a good idea to share this with those of you on YouTube who are tuned into the channel. If you've not subscribed yet, you need to subscribe because you'll learn valuable lessons for badge a minute tools and badge making, at least for tonight. So earlier I tried to had some failed attempts at some photos. I cut them the wrong size and they ended up really bad, so I scratched those videos, deleted them out, and now we're gonna start tonight this one, with a fresh start. A couple pictures of Marky, and the learning how to use the tools over again. I messed up the photos, and so at any rate, I've now been instructed just to use plain paper to put into my badges because running out of photos that are too valuable to be making mistakes on. So it took me a little bit to figure out what sizes to make the acetate, I think it's called. Yeah. Sorry for if any of you misinterpreted that, but the clear stuff, Kim has some in full sheets, and I didn't have any more for the badges, so she surprisingly had some in her vast array of supplies. So also, when I purchased the badge a minute, I found this nifty tool called Martha Stewart circle cutter, and it is really neat to cut out perfect circles. It helps when you're making badges if you know the right size to cut out. So a couple of those others were cut wrong, and therefore that's why we have plain paper to work with now. So I think my measurement was 2 5/8. I should have written it down, but I didn't, so I'm going to start over with this and try to cut out this Marvel Comics to put in my badge that I want to teach you guys how to use your badge a minutes. If you don't have one, I don't want to tell you to rush right out and get one, because that's what I did and it didn't do me any good, but it might do you some good. So at any rate, the badge a minute unit kit that I bought comes with backs and fronts and pin backs and some tools to make all of your badges perfect. You just have to take some time and learn how to use them. I think this is why I quit using it for about 10 years, because I got frustrated and couldn't figure it out, or I just don't have the craft ability that others do. So I noticed that getting your artwork lined up under the acetate has to be right in the middle, If it isn't, your badge will come out not very good at all, and you'll be really frustrated like I was and am.
Wonky.
It'll be wonky. Thank you, Kim, for that proper use of that term. So take your time when you're lining up your acetate over top of your artwork, because it does matter, and you want it to be in the center very perfectly. Now, this is just a locking ring for the acetate over top of the artwork, and you can see that it doesn't want to move now. You have to have your pin front in there. And then this particular unit, I have a spacer ring and a backer that I will force down to make the button start, and with any luck we'll pull this out of here and it'll be right. It's close. We'll see how it turns out. So at this point you want to make so that you know where your top is. I didn't line mine up correctly, so my top mark's here, but I'm going to put my pin back in just so I know that I'm going to line it up correctly. So in this case, I want to put that there, covering the pin back, and then I can use my sandwich maker to press that on to the front. So that's just about all there is to it. And supposedly every time you do this like this, you'll come out with a perfect pin. And oh my, I didn't do too bad that time. A badge a minute is probably let's see, what's the right word? The unit that I bought is a cheap unit, and so the badge, you can see it would work, and but you can see that it just fell right apart. So I'm not saying it's junk.
That might be your...
I'm saying it might be a lot of things that I'm doing incorrectly. So the idea is there. I thought that the paper was supposed to get pinned in behind the back. So with that in mind, let's see if I didn't do something incorrectly. By retracing my steps, I can maybe figure it out. I get this thing locked into place. Okay, got that locked back into place. I got the pin. Maybe I'm not put the pin back in yet. I'm going to reconstruct the first development. The first step in the process was that. So I have that. Now it said to take the spacer ring out and pull out the directions. Snaps. Place the blue and yellow assembly on a flat surface with your artwork now facing up, with the circular depression facing up. Place the red ring on top of the artwork while standing. Place your hands over the red ring and in the same manner described in step 3, push firmly down on the red ring until it is downward movement stops. Do not remove the red ring. That's the step that I missed. Firmly down. Now it says do not remove the red ring. Step 5, holding the assembly firmly together, pick it up with one hand and turn it over. Make sure the pin is closed. turn it over. Make sure that the pin is closed. Be sure that the pin back is not tucked inside the paper and plastic. Line up the pin with the grooves in the blue ring, then insert the green ring on top of the pin back part. So here is where you take your, do not remove the red ring, but I have to remember which end is up. So now I'm to place this in here like so, and then put the green ring on like so. Firmly hold assembly together, turn it over, place it in your press with the red ring on top. Make sure the press aligns to this with the circular depression in the center of the red ring. I'm telling you right now, I can't get it to fit in my pin press. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I think I just did it right for the first time in 15 years, or 10 years, or whatever. A long time. Aha, look at that. I'm missing that one step. Made a huge difference in how it came out. Now I have successfully done a pin. I think it's worth a try number 2. So I've got some other paper that I want to use and cut out my design from earlier experiences in using this tool. I know that I need to tape the paper down. If I don't, my circular cut will not be circular. So I must tape the paper down in order to use my circle cutting tool. I'm going to find my 2 5/8 mark, and I'm going to run this around in a circle until I see the picture that I want to see on my button. And I think that's what I want right there. I'm going to cut my paper. And it cuts out real nice with the circular cutting tool and a sharp blade. Take that out of the way for a minute, and we can see that I have just a simple Spider-Man. I'm going to grab a new pin front, place it sharp edge down, lay in my artwork. I happen to have another piece of acetate, and I think it's the wrong size one. Hopefully I can find one from an earlier project. There we go. Now I'm going to line the top with this particular piece right there. Now it says to flip it over, place the spacing collar and the green ring in. Even pressure down, pops it into place. So far it's looking good. I don't think it was supposed to do that, but it didn't fall out, so we should be good. Paying attention to line the top up with that. It says now to simply turn it over, put the red ring in, and shove it down. Now that I have that complete, I can put my pin back in the desired position I want it in. Put the green ring in. We're not supposed to remove the red part. Flip it over, put it in the press tool. It's a little bit snug going in there, but I understand why now. voila, a perfect Spider-Man pin. You too can own your own badge a minute for $9.99 on free shipping, I think, or something like that on eBay if you're silly enough to buy one like I did and took 10 years to figure out how to use it. That one did come out a lot nicer, and I am impressed with my work. So at any rate, thanks for stopping in. Please like the video and share it if you must, and subscribe please to the channel. It's always been a fun to bring a tutorial to you that is interesting for me as well. So with that said, I want you all to have a good week, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday. Thanks.